We've got just one verb left to implement, and in my opinion, the delete verb is the second easiest HTTP verb to implement. So our delete method will, as the name suggests, let our API consumer delete an album. Now in the real world, you would likely restrict the delete functionality to specific users with specific roles. If you do have those requirements and you need to restrict down who can call the delete route, then please have a look in the show notes where I have a link to a video that covers just that. Let's start by looking at the BHAT scenario to refresh our memory of how a delete call should work. So the gist is, we check that an album exists, we delete the album, and then we confirm the album no longer exists. As our BHAT tests are isolated from our implementation, the only way we can do this is to dog food our own API. In other words, we can't just look in the database to confirm that a record has been deleted. We're going to have to use our own API to confirm this for us. So the good news is we've done pretty much all the hard work at this point implementing the other controller methods. There should be nothing new to you at this point. We define a new method which we're calling delete. It'll take in the ID. The routing annotation is very similar to a put or a patch request. We'll have the root of album and then the ID placeholder. We'll give it the name of delete_album. We're going to restrict it down to the method of just delete, and we'll set the requirements to be an ID that's an integer. We'll return a 204 or a no content response to tell our consumer that things went well, but we have nothing else to tell them. We'll make use of the find album by ID private method that we set up when implementing get, and this will ensure that any requests for an invalid album ID will result in a 404. If the album does exist, we're going to get Doctrine to delete the record from the table the next time we flush changes off to the database. And immediately we will call a flush to ensure that the record is deleted. I'm going to quickly check the output of a debug router to ensure that my delete route exists. Now we're pretty much done. You can see that we have a passing test, and you could run all the tests at this point by taking off the tags =T flag, and you'll see that they all pass. There's just one more problem that we need to address, and this is typically only going to affect you once you ship your code off to production. So we'll get onto that one in the very next video.